You got a Russian Revolution going on in the streets of America. And unless you understand who your enemy is, and unless you understand who's behind these rabble, you're going to lose everything you own. You don't understand what's at stake. I do. I have never been wrong about international affairs. I told you Jimmy Carter would disrupt the Middle East to the extent that the Muslim Brotherhood would take over Egypt. Was I wrong? I told you that just as the fools in the media like that thing, Anderson Cooper, that creature from West Hollywood who was excited because the boys of Egypt had tight dungarees and Blackberries, he thought that they were good. They weren't good. This was orchestrated by George Soros's money. Jimmy Carter and Brzezinski were the architects of the so-called Arab Spring, which I said to you when it occurred was the Arab darkness, the Arab winter. I told you that. I was right long before anybody else was right. And if you think it's over in the Middle East, you're mistaken. They're burning churches. They're killing Christians. It doesn't matter to you because you hate Christians, don't you, all you atheists? But when they come for the atheists, who's going to defend you? Right now they're coming for the Christians, but they're not coming for the atheists, but they're next. And it's the same in this country. You got to understand something. We are watching a revolution because we have a revolutionary in the White House, and he's not a good revolutionary. He's an evil revolutionary. He is a lifetime naked Marxist. That is my humble opinion, based upon his history, based upon the invisibility of his presidency, based upon the shady secret deals that he conducts every day of the week, based upon the criminality coming out of the White House, based upon everything I see. A man who refuses to show a valid birth certificate. A man who applies for college aid as a foreign student and then denies he's a foreigner. A man who has a social security number from a state he's never even lived in. A man who orchestrated the sale of murder weapons to Mexican drug cartels. A man who can be held in contempt of court, in fact, was held in contempt of court, Obama, for illegally obstructing oil drilling in the Gulf of Mexico. A man who requires all Americans to purchase a product from a third party, which is unconstitutional. A man who spent $1 trillion on so-called shovel-ready jobs and later admitted that there was no such thing as shovel-ready jobs. A man who abrogated bankruptcy law to turn over control of companies to his union supporters. A man who bypassed Congress one weekend to implement the DREAM Act through executive fiat, violating the Constitution. A man who granted a secret amnesty program that stopped the deportation of illegal immigrants across the U.S., including those with criminal convictions. Shall I keep going on? A man who demanded that a company hand over $20 billion to one of his political appointees and terminated America's ability to put a man into space. A man who encouraged racial discrimination and intimidation at polling places and refused to let the Justice Department investigate the Black Panthers. Shall I continue? I will continue because you're watching a revolution occur, but they are so skilled at what they're doing. They are so intelligent at their methodology that you don't even see it going on. It's as though it's occurring in slow motion. It's as though by sleight of hand, Obama and his communist cronies are inducting you into a state you will never be able to get out of. I'll be right back.
Savage.